Today's workshop, we're talking about mastering AI hooks so you can stop scrolls and start winning brand contests inside of Anthum AI. My name is Brandon Patino. I'm the founder of AI Film Academy. Over the last years, we've helped thousands of students master AI video and make it super easy to understand. I've worked in digital media for about 15 years across graphic design, video editing, and all types of creative projects. I've also run my own video agency for about 5 years. Clients would message me saying, we want an AI animation. And so that's how I got started in generative AI media, was creating projects for clients. Outside of this, I am also a big fitness enthusiast. I have a Guinness World Record for the most claps performed in a single push-up. I like to bring that same level of athletic drive and discipline to making this all very easy to understand for you guys. Now let's get into the workshop goal here. The goal for the workshop is to help you guys understand how to create better hooks for your next AI ad. Let's start here. If our hook isn't good, we lose viewers instantly. And when companies are coming to pay for video ads, they want videos that are going to grab attention. So if our first 3 seconds are not good, the rest of the video doesn't matter. So the goal of this workshop is to help you guys start brainstorming how to make really good hooks and just make those first 3 seconds super interesting. Now, to do this, we want to trigger an emotion in the viewer. So our aim is to pique curiosity or intrigue. And the rule is pretty simple. Before we touch a prompt or we start brainstorming, I want you to start thinking about what emotion you want viewers to feel within the first 3 seconds of watching the AI ad. Think about that for one of the most recent contests, right? There's a t-shirt contest. What is the emotion that you want that viewer to feel in those first 3 seconds about seeing that t-shirt? These guys are struggling with feeling overweight and looking bad. So how do you hit that emotional trigger in the first 3 seconds with what your video says and what your video shows? Let's talk about reverse engineering to that point, because we can talk about targeting an emotion, but it's hard to think about what emotion to target. So how do we pick that out? Firstly, think about the product. Anthum puts out these really great briefs every single week about what the company is looking for, what the product is, what service they offer. So firstly, read the product, understand what their dream outcome is. What is the ultimate win for this customer? In the case of the t-shirts, they just want to fit into their clothes and look good. So we got to think about what is the outcome that this product helps the customer achieve. How do they feel after they've used this product? That is the emotion that you want to try and capture in the first 3 seconds of your video. There's 2 ways that people usually make decisions. They're either moving away from pain or they're moving towards pleasure. The dream outcome is the customer moving towards pleasure. So we're thinking about positive emotions. But over here in number 3, we're helping the customers move away from pain. And we want to think about how do we show that in the first 3 seconds of the video. So what's the opposite outcome of the dream outcome? How do the customers feel before they buy the product? What are those 2 to 3 pain points that they're feeling right before they discover the solution and the product changes their life? You buy a new shirt that you feel really great in, your confidence elevates. But before, maybe you just didn't feel as good about yourself. So how do we exaggerate those pain points into our visuals? Now that we've thought about the product, the pain points, and the dream outcome, we can think about our first frame, the very first frame of our video. When we start the video, we want to think about that emotion again. This hook needs to lean 100% into the problem or solution. There's 2 types of hooks. Let's break down the hook into 2 different segments. We've got an audio hook and visual hook. For audio hooks, and specifically with a voiceover, I like to use a question or a bold statement that specifically targets the pain point or the belief system. Deliver a really high quality pain point or dream outcome that pulls the viewer in and says, dang, I really feel this way in my life, or I feel connected to this product, or I feel seen because of this product. Are you tired of looking overweight in your favorite shirts? That immediately targets your pain point of feeling overweight in your shirts. So that's what we want to do with the voice hook, is put in a really good question that makes them aware of the dream outcome or the pain point. Visual hooks, what is being shown? Like outside of the audio, what are we seeing? And sometimes we don't even really need words to create a really great visual that immediately clicks and makes you just look and stay. If I just see a guy standing in the mirror, it's generic. It's not going to feel as visually hooking. But if I see a t-shirt that's personified, it has a face, it's alive, it's moving around like a real person in this like 3D Pixar style, that's going to be visually more appealing and pop out. And that's what I want you guys to really lean into. That's what we're going to focus on the most in this workshop, is visual hooks, because AI is here to help us exaggerate the visuals. We want you to use AI visuals to exaggerate the visual style and think about hyperboles, personification, interesting concepts that let you take crazy ideas and just put them into really interesting visuals. Because AI can do any visual style for you. So why would you limit yourself to what can already be shot with a camera, and trying to re-replicate something that's trying to re-replicate realism isn't going to work out very well compared to using something more visually engaging. Think about your favorite shows. If you've watched different types of cartoons or old movies, there's tons of great visual examples that you can use. Consider story-driven animated style. From my experience, that's what my customers have loved the most. That's what viewers have loved the most. It's just interesting. Eventually, the style may become saturated, but if you just lean really hard into your own type of animation style, you're going to catch eyes really easily because it's very highly unique. Services are actually what I love the most, when it's not so much of a product, but it's more of a service. Like maybe they help book more customers or some type of app, because now we can lean 1,000% into dream outcomes and pain points, because it's just a story about how the customer feels before and after, and there's no real product that we have to show. So we can take the story to the most creative angle that we can. Sticking with that same concept of a service, like booking clients, maybe consulting, we don't just want to show generic scenes of them smiling at a desk or just like a blank calendar. Like, lean into something really exciting. Mad Prompter, he made this really amazing video about booking clients, and the whole story was like this Pixar guy skiing down a mountain, and I was like, yo, this is insane. It does a really great example of showing you what I'm telling you. He uses really interesting story and visual example to basically just personify the entire story and make it all very interesting without ever really talking about booking clients, or like without really showing some guy just sitting at a desk. Let's watch the video.
If you already have appointment setters, I'll make you a bold promise. Our voice AI appointment engine will outperform your best setter, or you don't pay.
This is our first 10 seconds, and I'm already way more visually hooked than if he would have just showed some guy frustrated looking at a telephone. Look at this hook here. We've got him at the Olympics skiing down a mountain. Audibly, we're being sold. The script is in the voice, and the product is basically being pushed the entire time through the voice delivery, while our visual attention is being hooked and retained through this visual style of Olympic athletes. Really great job again, Prompter. Now we're going to do the contest submissions. Let's take a look at some recent ones. Pick a couple and see how we feel about the hook.
That shirt didn't just fit badly. It told on you. So we made one that keeps your secret and upgrades it. Built in every...
Absolutely. Great job. I love this. This is a good example. We could make it a little faster to make it feel a little punchier, but this is a strong 8 out of 10 for a hook here, because we got this interesting visual style. It's unique. It's not something you would see every day. And then we're hitting a pain point right away.
That shirt didn't just fit badly. It told on you. So we made...
we personify it, make a bit of a hyperbole, like it told on you. And we see his coworker is frustrated at him. Let's check this one out. Okay, so I see where this is going, but I think I learned where this was going too late in the video. We're already at 6 seconds. Most people have scrolled by now. So these first 5 seconds, maybe we could just start here where he's like putting on his t-shirt. We see it for 1 second. And then immediately I want to see him walking in right here to this frame to his wife. This second half is really great. This is an example where the rest of the video is fantastic, but if we don't master the first 5 seconds, it doesn't matter. I would resubmit this by cutting out some of the fluff. I want to see him put on the shirt, walk into his wife, and then he gets attacked by bears. And then they both get attacked by the 10 bears within 5 seconds. Like literally, I want you to look at your timeline in your video editor. And if at the 5-second mark, there's nothing visually interesting happening still, like something outrageously hyperbolistic, like getting attacked by teddy bears, then you're not in the right place. This is going to be a really great example. Again, guys, look at your timeline. Look at this. 0 seconds on the timeline, and I'm already visually hooked. Is that making sense? Like we see Einstein, we see pictures, and this is visually very interesting at 0 seconds.
There's something smart men can't resist. A buttery soft, fresh, clean threads t-shirt made from premium fabric, proven to turn dad bods into rad bods by being tight around the arms and hiding the belly. No shrinkage, no fading, even after countless washes. With different colors that fit, it's irresistible. That's why people always look better.
Let's take a look at some more. Another interesting personified one. I like where this is going already. Again, at 0 seconds, I'm visually already hooked. Look at that. Visually already hooked, and we're at 0 seconds. We have personified using something interesting. Let's find out.
I can't take this. Wait, that's how your shirt laments every time. 20 washes, and look at me. I used to be premium cotton.
This leans in very heavily to personification, 3D Pixar style, making a visually interesting hook that keeps us engaged. I love this visual here of the t-shirt tearing these threads. This is visually satisfying. Let's go back to 0 seconds on all of these. We're going to take a look at this side by side. 0 seconds across all of these videos. Which of these looks the most visually interesting? Let's run a poll really quick in the chat. We've got number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. Okay, let's check this one out.
Stop buying bad t-shirts. The ones too baggy, too tight, and never really fitting the way you want. You try them on, look in the mirror, and something just feels off. That's the problem with most basic tees.
I don't want to be too rude here, but I think this one needs a lot of improvement. It's doing a lot of what we talked about, what not to do over here, where there's no real hook that I'm seeing, and there's no escalation of the problem. Go back to emotion and remember about our emotional trigger. We want to pick out an emotion or curiosity and hit the customer with it. But here, we're just getting a bullet point list about the pain points. The pain points are defined, but they're not being felt. They're being explained. This frame feels like it's trying to recreate an actual person. This is where we get into the dilemma that everyone online likes to call AI slop. It just feels like AI is trying to lie to me and tell me that this is a real person when I know it's not. So that's why we want to try and stay away from realism and check these out. Like this, really not realism. This, it's a little bit more realism, but it starts in a painting fashion. And this is 100% not realism. It's more animation. It looks really good. It's visually interesting, unique. And this one, not so much. We'll choose this one to close it out. Last entry, let's see. Okay, 0 seconds. How do we feel about it? Usually, we're at least in the right direction.
20,000 men upgraded their bodies without touching a gym. I'll give you 30 seconds to decide if you're next. We sewed a cheat code into the fabric. Your mirror will owe you an apology.
I do really like that voice hook, though. 20,000 men upgraded their bodies without touching a gym. That is a powerful voice hook. The rest of the concept could have been way tighter and way cleaner, but this workshop is about mastering the first 3 to 5 seconds. And I feel like this was honestly in the right direction for mastering the first 3 to 5 seconds.
20,000 men upgraded their bodies without touching a gym.
He's struggling with his shirt, and we've got a really great line that targets our dream outcome. They upgraded their body without having to go to the gym. That's the dream outcome for this customer of the shirt. We're heading into a Q&A session if you guys have any questions. What is the personal favorite model and favorite style? For cartoon style, I really enjoy a good looking Pixar style. And I think Midjourney does this super well and super easily. ChatGPT's gotten pretty good at it, but I think Midjourney is my go-to for animation style anyways. If I want anything else, I go to Nano Banana Pro. What's the best in terms of creating these videos? We try to keep it super simple. You can access everything you need through the Anthum AI website. You just use two tools. You use an AI image creator and you use an AI video generator. And Anthum has a lot of different options you can pick from right directly in the Anthum AI website. Just a t-shirt, but it drives me crazy. Hard sell, but it has to have a story. So what's the flow? So we've got a hook, problem, agitation, solution. I really like that. I don't like this second one, hook, solution, problem, CTA. So what you did really well here with hook, problem, agitation, this is fantastic because this pushes emotion right there in the middle. Maybe you didn't realize it, maybe you did, but right here you did a really fantastic job at moving into emotion. So we have the hook, and then the problem really starts to agitate, right? And it pulls us into the emotion more. And that middle section, we really want to emphasize almost like a crash out moment. So there's like a different slide I have for story structure. And one of those things in the middle here, you actually followed the 5-step in a way. We've got like a crisis goal, which is our hook, our pain point, our problem. We have a bit of a spiral and we have this breaking point. It's really exaggerated here. It basically stacks our frustrations, our failures, and chaos against the audience. So not only are we showing them one problem, we're showing them 2 or 3 different problems that they already feel about themselves. And it's gonna piss them off. It's gonna agitate them very deeply to the point that they'll need to keep watching. Thank you guys for watching all of this, and I hope you guys learned a ton and got a lot of value out of this.